Hello fellow gamers. Today we started our journey in Fort William. This was a super cute Airbnb that we stayed at. It was a very good base near Fort William as it was right next to the main road, so you could literally just get out and get driving. We were going to do a drive that would take us around 4 hours, a big loop. So yeah, this is going to be footage from that big loop, starting at Glencoe. Glencoe is a beautiful mountainous glen with many big hills that I really want to climb. You're actually unable to stop at most of the iconic viewpoints as the car parks were completely full. We could stop at a couple, as you will see. It was still an incredible place to drive through. Seeing it was my first time there, it was rather disappointing. On February 13th, 1692, around 30 members and associates of Clan MacDonald of Glencoe were actually slaughtered here by government forces, as they did not pledge allegiance to the new monarchs fast enough. George R.R. Martin, aka the author of Game of Thrones, cites the Glencoe massacre as one of the two historical influences on the infamous Red Wedding. If you've never seen Game of Thrones, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but it is an infamous scene in the TV show that is very bloody. The next part of our journey took us through Glen Etive, an 11-mile drive made famous by a scene in James Bond's Skyfall.
This is where you grew up.
So if you're new to the channel, or if you don't know me, I've actually lived in the Scottish Highlands for around 20 years and was born here. So please listen to me when I say, learn to drive on single track roads. Google it, watch a video, anything. These roads are scary for first time driver with blind corners, blind summit, tourists, large caravans you have to squeeze past who honestly should avoid roads like this because they're very narrow. Here's 1 or 2 tips for you if you decide to drive down one of these roads. The road may look narrow, but dotted along these roads are passing places. These allow you to get past oncoming traffic as it is only one lane. Whoever is closest to the passing place uses the passing lane. Even if it's behind you, you have to reverse into it. Do not park in these passing places and make sure you only pull into the one on your left. Never go to the other side of the road to let someone pass. You let them go in there, okay? So if you want to take pictures, try to find a safe place to park. Do not drive off-road to let a vehicle pass. Like, do not go into the grass at the side of the road. For the sake of your vehicle, you may get stuck there, your tire might fall in a hole. It is just way too risky. And make sure you give everyone a little wave if they let you pass, just to say thank you.
Every day remains the same now. One decision we obey. I just wanna climb on top of a hill and throw it all away.
The deer along Glen Etive are so tame that they go to people looking for food. Tourists love it. Deer aren't supposed to live like that. They're supposed to be afraid of humans, and people who are feeding them run the risk of being attacked by these large animals. They've also lost their fear of the road, so it can cause accidents with deer being on the road, and it can also cause accidents with people being in the road. We drove past one single young buck at the side of the road. I thought I recorded this, but I didn't. Who had a horde of tourists feeding him. There were cars everywhere. One lady in particular felt that it was okay to walk in front of our moving car and stop in the middle of the road to take pictures of this deer. If we were going any faster, we could have hit this lady. So don't be like her, okay? Make sure if you're gonna stand in the middle of the road that there's no cars coming. And if a car does come and has to stop and wait for you to take your pictures, maybe move off the road first, okay? A lot of locals go down these roads really fast, so it really is not worth the risk of standing in the road just to get a good picture. For the Harry Potter fans, 2 Harry Potter movies were filmed in Glen Etive, Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2.
I say we jump! When? Now!
So sorry for these lectures, but after a week of traveling around the Highlands, we ran into problems like this every single day with people not knowing how to drive on the roads and people not knowing how to treat the wildlife and people littering and doing all sorts of naughty tourist things. Permission has also been granted for 7 hydropower plants to be built within this glen, so I would make sure you go to see it soon. After Glen Etive, we then continue our drive around our big loop, going through Ranachmore, which is another Harry Potter spot, and then onwards to Kilchurn Castle. As you can see here, Ranachmore is used when the Death Eaters board the train in Deathly Hallows Part 1. Although Ranachmore is visible in the movie, the area where they film it is not visible by the road. You have to take the train if you want to see it. If you're interested in taking this train, it's called the West Highland Line and takes you all across the West Highlands and some iconic spots and scenery. Next up on our road trip, we have Kilchurn Castle. It's a castle built in the 1400s and served as Clan Campbell's base for 150 years until it was abandoned in the 1700s. So yeah, nobody's lived in this building in over 300 years. You can still see the old masonry, the signatures from the men who built it. You can find toilets, fireplaces, and see where the floors of the castle once were. It is one of the most photographed castles in Scotland, and it's honestly no surprise why.
Oh, we gotta fit a toilet. Pog.
A quick note, the castle is only open from April to September, so if you wish to explore it, keep that in mind and make sure you come here at the correct time of year. We were here in April, and as you can see in the video, there was only 2 other people here while we were exploring. So after... Evie! She's trying to steal my chicken. After Kilchurn Castle, we drove west to Oban. I didn't get any footage of Oban. It was rainy. All we did was eat food. So no footage of Oban, but I would recommend it. It is a beautiful coastal town that you can visit. After Oban, we drove straight north back up to Fort William. It was late in the day, so we didn't have time to stop, but there's a few other places you can stop at, such as Stalker Castle, which is a really cool view that we drove past. We didn't bother stopping there though, because it was a really long day. And this place you see here was a little fossil museum outside of Fort William. A good place to stop if it's raining. Lots of really cool gems and stuff to do. It was a good little fun place to stop when we had a spare hour. And it had a nice gift shop with lots of cool rocks. I almost bought a bunch, but I had to stop myself. And lastly, we had to drop off the hire cart in Inverness, which is the Highland capital, and a really good base to explore the Highlands. It's near Loch Ness, and it's a really nice city. It has all of the shops and niceties that you need. I've been here countless times, so I didn't really explore too much. Basically, I used to go here every week, so it is a nice place. I would recommend stopping by if you can. Maybe stay there if you want to explore places like Loch Ness. But if you want to explore the West Coast, I would definitely recommend Fort William or Oban. But yeah, that's today's video. For further reading on some of these locations, such as Kilchurn Castle and the Glencoe Massacre, I will link the websites below for those. And next time we have Dunrobin Castle, which is a very, very beautiful castle in the Highlands on the North Coast 500. And we visit a broch. I think it's called Carn Laith. It's thousands and thousands of years old. Also, thank you for putting up with my really bad voiceover. I am not an experienced YouTuber. I'm actually a Twitch streamer. So this is all new to me. So I'm sorry if anything is wrong or weird or whatever. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a subscribe. Yeah, I'll see you next week. Goodbye.